Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Asian stocks struggled for direction and range-bound trading Wednesday as investors cautiously awaited key reciprocal tariff announcements from U.S. President Donald Trump later in the day. The tariffs take immediate effect after they're announced and will be followed by a 25% tariff on auto imports starting April 3rd.
When the elephant stomped, the grass is trampled. We're just the grass. I mean, seriously. We have to just do the best we can and try to step out of the way and move around. Again, we have to do our own asymmetric strategy.
Here at home, Philippine shares closed higher for the day ahead of the release of inflation figures this Friday and the central bank's policy meeting next week.
Inflation in the Philippines does look genuinely benign, but the central bank will also be concerned around currency volatility. So whilst they may indeed proceed again with another cut, it will probably be couched in somewhat cautious language around it not being something that investors or market participants should necessarily extrapolate beyond that meeting, because we do expect persistent volatility across all of the main asset classes this year and beyond as a result of the rising policy uncertainty.
In corporate stories, Mitsubishi Corporation, Japan's largest trading company, seals the 18.4 billion peso deal to buy 50% of AC Ventures, which owns Ayala's tech assets, including a stake in Gcash. ACV, for its part, says it will use the proceeds to redeem Ayala Corporation's redeemable preferred shares in the company. And finally, Megawide is set to begin work on the 1.1 billion peso project to construct Block 2 of the ongoing carbon market redevelopment in Cebu. The project is expected to be delivered within the first quarter of next year.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino-Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today I have a very interesting, really very interesting, because he's an author and what he wrote is a really very interesting topic, and his name is Hank Quense. Okay, Quense. Quense.
Correct.
All right, he's the author of AI Toolkit, and it's really something unfamiliar with many of us. And that's why it is very interesting. He's going to be talking to us about it today. He is the author of this book, AI Toolkit. And he will be telling us how it leverages and integrates the writers, I mean, what do you call, across writing processes from planning to marketing and selling the book, of course. And welcome to our show, Mr. Hank Quince. And okay, this what you wrote, AI Toolkit, is something new to many people out there. And first thing, why did you write this book?
Well, about a year ago, um, I was between projects and I was a little bored, so I was looking for something new, and I decided to look into AI. And so I looked into several AI apps and played around with them for a while. Got the hang of how to write intelligent queries so that I could get decent output from it. And one day I asked it, "What makes a good character?" And I come back with a very long list of stuff, and I was very disappointed in it. It was generic. There's anything you could find, anything in that response you could get from a book on fiction writing. So I didn't think that was very good. So I tried something else. I tried to what makes Ted Lasso a great character? And the response from the AI stunned me. It was so detailed and so accurate that I was really taken back by it, how good it was. So then I typed in the storyline for one of my books, my novels, maybe about 50, 75 word storyline. And I asked it to develop a plot for this storyline. And again, it did a wonderful job. It wasn't my story, but if I was starting out as an author, to write a novel, this would be an excellent place to start because you could get this list of maybe a dozen plot items. You could pick two or three of them, to build your novel around. And that's when I'd be convinced that AI could be a great assistant for writers and for authors. And I started doing some research and talking to people, and I found that most of the authors I talked to were afraid of AI. They wanted nothing to do with it. So I said, I got to write a book about these to get these people over this fear, and they can see what a wonderful writing buddy or assistant that an AI could be when used intelligently. And here we are. I wrote the book. It's been published, and I think people are starting to finally learn that this is a wonderful tool when used correctly.
You must be a highly technical person to be attracted to AI. And
Well, I am. I got an engineering background, so I am technical, but I guess my problem is that I'm always willing to learn. I'm always looking to learn something new. Give me something new that I haven't done before, I'll jump right in and try it out. So that's what happened with AI. I was just trying to learn something new when I discovered that what a wonderful tool this could be, and it resulted in a book.
have you written other books in the traditional way?
Do I have other books? Is that what you said?
Have you written other books in a traditional way instead of AI?
Yes, right now on Amazon, I have about 24 books, fiction and nonfiction.
Wow.
This is just the latest one. The nonfiction books they cover fiction writing, self-publishing, book marketing, and now AI.
So do you think this by learning how to use AI in the writing processes, do you think it will really help many authors out there?
Yes, I really do. What I've found that it can do for me, it can relieve me of a lot of the tasks, the boring tasks that are associated with writing and fiction writing. It actually provides me much more time to be creative because it takes the donkey work and does it for me. As an example, yesterday I wrote a brief description of a new website I'm building, and I put it into the AI, and I said, "Give me a script for a 10-slide trailer." And in 2 minutes, I had this thing done. It was a very good layout of the script, and it gave me ideas about what to put onto the slides. I went on Canva and I built a trailer. This probably took me about 40 minutes from the beginning to the end by myself without AI. This would have taken me a couple hours. So, this allows me to sit around and come up with great ideas on marketing or new books or articles or whatever. I love it. It can be misused, though. It is dangerous. But if used correctly, I think it's a wonderful tool.
Wonder how an ordinary writer, particularly those who are startup writers, can really adapt using AI process.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that. Can you rephrase it a little bit?
How can they adapt using AI in their writing processes?
How do they do it? Well, you got to get an AI app, and there's many of them out now. They're coming out in droves. I've used Chat GPT, and my go-to one now is Perplexity.ai. That's the AI app that I use all the time. So they got to sign up, create an account in one of these AI apps, and then they can start using it. The trick is the queries or questions, how you write the query and give it detailed instructions on what you want from the response, and then you're pretty much set to go. It does take a while to become cognizant on how to write a good query. And that's the secret of using AI, writing a detailed, good query that gives the AI the instructions on what you want it to do.
Do you think any ordinary or startup writer can really adapt using it? How would they like it?
I think that depends upon the person themselves. I know writers who don't want anything to do with it. They want no part of it. I've asked them, to try it out or something. They just refuse to do it. They say, "Oh, I'm too busy," or "I don't have time." But others, I know others who have jumped right into it and they love it. They use it all the time in their work to help them get over. Another application for this is if you're writing a book, a story, and you get stuck. You got a plot problem. You get the character into a situation where you don't know how to get out of it. You ask the AI. Say, "Give me 5 ways to get out of this situation," and it will come up with them and give it to you. I know writers have done that. I've done it also.
As a writer, well, can we really save time writing about an article using AI?
It doesn't give me more time. Well, it does. It saves me a lot of time, and I can use that time for more creative processes. Thinking of stuff to do rather than being, bogged down doing boring work. Or, doing research.
Are
It really
you
is.
in your book? In your book, AI Toolkit, you're showing there the tools on how to use AI faster and easier for many writers, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I have. It's divided into several parts, but it has queries that the writer can take right from my book and use themselves, and it's on planning, writing, publishing, marketing, and business. There's over 40 queries that they can just take right out of the book and use without changing anything. They just have to adapt it, to their storylines or their synopsis, but they can use them. They don't have to really do any research. It's all in the book, on how to use the AI to help them write.
Can you mention a case whereby it will be easier to understand what is in your book as a toolkit for writers?
Yeah. Um, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what the question was.
Yeah, a good example on how to use any of the
Oh, okay.
tools in your book.
Okay. If you're trying to self-publish a book for the first time, it's very confusing because you're going to run into a lot of terminology that you're not familiar with, and you have to go research, and you end up guessing. Now, one of the things I got to do is if you're uploading it to say Kindle, Kindle's going to say, "Give me 7 keywords." First time writers say, "What's a keyword?" When they do some research, they find out what it is, and then they guess. They guess at what a good keyword is. And this having bad keywords affects your sales. So what you do is you go into Kindle, you go into an AI, and you give it a short synopsis or a storyline of what the book is about, and you tell it, "Give me a list of keywords." And AI instantly, within a minute, it will give you probably about 20 keywords that you can use. And these keywords are a lot better than an author can get by guessing. That's just one example of, I was very impressed with how it can do that. Another one for self-publishing is it'll tell you what book categories to use. That is a very confusing part of Kindle. What book categories to list your book under. AI will tell you exactly what to do.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So, where can our viewing audience buy your book?
It's on Amazon and both published. It's an ebook and a print book on Amazon. Excuse me. Probably in Barnes and Noble and some other sites. It's not in bookstores though, I don't think. It might be in some, I'm not sure. I haven't checked that recently. But definitely on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
How much does it cost?
The ebook is $6.99. The print book is $24.99.
All right, very good. And one last word before we sign off.
Okay. Well,
One
well,
last
for me,
word to our viewing audience.
well, are you going to ask me a question, or you want me to do something?
Okay. So before we sign off, if you want to address our viewing audience about your book.
Well, okay. It's I think it's very worthwhile to buy one if you're an author or a writer. I think you'll get a lot of good use out of it for editing and revising your scripts. I think people are missing a real bet if they don't plug into AI and learn how to use it and how to simplify their job as a writer and an author. That okay? That good?
That's very good. Very good, Mr. Quinn. And thank you. We thank you. Maraming salamat is thank you in our language. Maraming
Okay.
salamat. And for gracing our show today.
Thank you, Veronica.
And we really appreciate your appearing on our show, and keep us updated of some changes or updates on other books that you'll be writing. Okay? And
Okay, fine.
thank you very much. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
Bye.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very interesting, very dynamic leader in our Filipino-American community. She is so popular and more popular these days because she's the Philippine Independence Week celebration. Help me welcome Dr. Nida Blancas Hernandez. Hi, how are you, Dr. Hernandez?
Good morning, Veronica. Thank you for
Good
inviting me
morning.
again. Good morning.
Welcome to our show. Thank you for gracing our show today, and thank you because I know you have a very busy schedule. This woman is so amazing. I'm telling you, the way she handles her work, her activities. It's just so amazing.
Thank you for inviting me again. And on behalf of the PIWC, the Philippine
Yeah,
Independence Committee,
yeah. Let me introduce you as
thank
the
you. Yes.
overall chairperson, OAC, overall chairperson of the upcoming Philippine Independence Week Committee. This is our annual celebration, and this year it will be the 50th year of the amazing celebration, and everyone is looking forward to this celebration this year because it's the 50th year, and we have a very amazing leader who's handling the entire activities. And she will be talking to us today about all these upcoming activities this year for the Philippine Independence Celebration. Hi, Dr. Naez. How are you? Welcome to our show, the Cprtv show. And Dr. Naez, well, she's also a multi-awarded medical doctor in her field, of course. We are so proud of you. Dr. Dias, as the overall chair of the Philippine Independence Week Committee this year, 2025, I know you have your hands full in handling all these activities, and we just saw the most well attended and most successful kickoff celebration of the Philippine independence. So I was so proud of you and all your chairpersons and I mean the members of the PIWC. All right. Now,
Yes.
um
We had a very successful kickoff event. And it was,
congratulations for it.
yeah, thank you. It was like a mini gala, what the people says. And I think it is one of the best for all the years. And this was chaired by Nanette Miranda. And I'm so glad that the whole committee and also the Beauty Queen Committee were worked together for the success of this event. It was truly a very successful and remarkable event, and truly well attended, as you said. Thank you to the whole PIWC family for supporting our organization and all these activities. And this is only the beginning. We have a long list of activities that is that are coming. On May 18, we will have the Seniors Day, which is going to be held at the Rizal Center. And with this, there's going to be a full pack schedule. That would be a Sunday. It's a Seniors Day, and it will start at 9 o'clock up to 3 p.m. 9, we will have the Mass. Then 10, we will have the free clinic with the seniors, and we have about 5 to 6 doctors and a lot of nurses, volunteers in this affair. And this is led by the chairman, Mirna Cordero and Ella Basilo. And we have also Dr. Daisy Andalion, who chairs the health, the Orama, and the free clinic. With this, we also invited 2 speakers for the seniors that would happen after the lunchtime. And we have Dr. Alfonso Estrada and Dr. a cardiologist, and Dr. Miguel Hizon, a nephrologist, who will talk on healthy heart and happy kidneys, a small step to the wellness of seniors. So And after this, there will be a presentation of the dance for the seniors, and I think a little fashion show. So we'll know who will win among those seniors. So that would be a little contest. I think it would be fun. And I invited also the beauty queens to attend and volunteer. And I would expect that there are probably at least a lot of seniors attending this because it's going to be a Sunday. So I invite all the seniors to go to the Rizal Center to join us in the Seniors Day event for the PIWC coming May 18 at 9 o'clock. So thank you for that. The next would be the Philippine Independence Day Parade, which is another grand parade, grand celebration, because this is the 127 years of the Philippine independence. And we are commemorating this 127 years, and we want to have a big celebration in downtown Chicago. So this event, we have the permit for this parade. And this event will start at 12 noon at the Daily Plaza at Chicago. And 12 o'clock is going to be the flag raising. And as soon as the flag raising will be done, we will proceed to the cultural show and fashion show. This would be a good showcase of our heritage, of our dances, and the clothes we wear. So after this, that's going to be probably at 1:15 to 1:30. We will proceed to a grand parade from the Daily Plaza, going to the Bean, and ending up to the Buckingham Fountain. So we invite all the organization, the Filipino organizations, community to join us in the celebration, which is going to be a sign of our patriotism, our loyalty, our independence, So this is very important to come together to join in this big parade. And I know there's a lot of organizations in Illinois. There is a lot of Filipino organizations. And if all of them will join in this, then we're going to have a big parade that we are proud of what we are, the Filipinos, the Filipino Americans community. So I've seen when I was there in March 4 in downtown Daily Plaza, there was this group of community, about 600 people having this parade. So that's what I want to see for our Filipinos, to have this big parade representing our country on that day. And from the Bin, from Daily Plaza to the Bin, we can take pictures in the Bin, and then to the Buckingham Fountain. We can even use the Chicago pedicabs for those beautiful beauty queens to ride on, or we can use a Chicago trolley, or this is a walking parade. I'm also inviting a marching band to join us. So I would expect everyone to come in their attire, depicting the Filipino, in the mestiza dress, Filipiniana dress, or just t-shirts of blue, red, and yellow, or the Philippine flag. So this is going to be a big event. And this is from 12 to 4 p.m. We had also invited some guest speaker for the program during this event. So we can have cultural show with the dancing, the ethnic costumes, the fashion show with the beauty queens, and the cultural dances. There is the different Filipino cultural dance group that would showcase their dances. So I am, this is something that we need to make it big, and it is something that first time
so
we're going to be
full of
doing
activities. You got your
doing
on.
Yes. And then after that, on June 15th, so this is June 12th. So mark your calendar. I want all the Filipino communities to join us on June 12th for this big grand parade. And this cultural program is going to be chaired by Brenda Stevens and Mercy Matusek as the co-chair. And for the parade, this is being chaired by Robert Chavez. So I know we have a very dynamic and active group of the PIWC that's working hand in hand. And not only this, we had a meeting collaboration with the Consul General, Attorney Melanie Rita Diano, and Consul Ella Karina Mitra as to these events of the PIWC last March 13. And so this is a big collaboration with the Consul General of our Illinois. So I know we'll work together as a team, and with the community supporting us, I think we can give a really, really, really big celebration for Philippine independence.
Wow.
And then next is the June 15, which is going to be the picnic. This picnic will occur at the Labag Woods. And there's going to be a walkathon first that would start at 9 o'clock in the morning, or probably 8 o'clock. And then after that, there will be a mass at 11 o'clock. And then lunch, which is going to be provided. And with this, there is also a health orama, which is a free clinic. With this picnic, with the walkathon, this is chaired by Dr. Veronica Fertig. And with the picnic, this is chaired by Marjorie Lianes. And again, Daisy Andalion for the health orama. And for the games, this will be chaired by Melanie Carlson. So we have a lot ongoing, and hoping we will also have the Pinoy Taste, kind of a festival thing. So we're trying to invite some, like the Pinoy Grill, you know, their food truck, or other restaurants that we will have food tasting in there too. So we will also invite different organizations to join us and have a tent around the picnic area. So this is another thing that we are preparing, this big picnic event. So why is it so different? Because this is our golden jubilee. We want to make it big. And imagine 50 years that PIWC existed just to commemorate the Philippine independence for all those years. And I'm so glad that there are also some BOTs that were there at the very onset of that 50 years in developing this PIWC in the very start of this PIWC organization. Like we have Deli Villalon, we have Dr. Virgilio Honson, who was there 30 years ago, and I think even Ernie Lapid. So they had been there supporting the PIWC up to now. So this is quite interesting. And the last of them, the last activity, which is not really the last because we still have a bowling activity also on June 24 at the Bolero. This is a senior activity, not a senior, but it's a youth sports activity. And this is chaired by Melanie Carlson. This is the bowling. And this will be done at the Bolero in Niles. And then another one is going to be on May 10. I forgot this. On May 10, we will have the youth writing essay, which is chaired by Geraldine Gaydon. So this is youth. So we invite all the youth to write an essay, and we will pick what would be the best, the first, second, and third. And they will have a money and a trophy gift for this. This has been ongoing for all the years, and this was initially chaired by the BOT previous OAC, Mrs. Wisit. Now it's Geraldine Gaden who is chairing this event. So how I wish those youth will go and attend for that too. And the last would be the June 28th, which is our grand ball. Our grand ball for this 50th Golden Jubilee. And this will be held at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. And then with this grand ball, we probably also would be the keynote speaker. We had invited BBM, our president, Marcos Jr., to be our keynote speaker. And they had a letter, they had approved the request. But then with what's ongoing right now in the Philippines, there's a lot of issues. I hope he can come, but, you know, at this point, I'm not truly sure about this because there's a lot of ongoing problems. You probably read in the news, you know, we have the Duterte, we have the China issue and everything. So I don't know. So, but anyhow, we will try to get someone, you know, that would be a keynote speaker, hoping we will have a very good one. And we have others that we are like in mind. We've invited our governor, J.V. Pritzker, to be a guest. We have also invited the Miss Universe 2022, Arboni. So we will try to see who would be there on that big night. So there we are. But we have a set of beautiful, beautiful beauty queens. 13 of them who would be crowned during that night. So they are so beautiful and they're so amazing, you know, and they're like very enthusiastic to work for this. And behind this, what we're doing is a medical mission, a Philippine medical surgical mission that we are planning, earmarked on this fundraising in January to help the needed, the in need kababayans for our medical surgical mission. So, and then of course on July 20, it will be our appreciation night, and this is chaired by our Jenaline Lopez, the appreciation night, which is going to be on July 20. By the way, the grand ball is being chaired by our OAC elect, Raynel Espiritu. So here we are. I think I give you a big view of what we are going to be doing for this celebration of this Golden Jubilee of the PIWC, commemorating the 127th year of our Philippine independence.
All right, very good. As if that we are all set
Yes.
to celebrate it next week. Right?
Yes.
Isn't it?
We are. This is a hard work. This is hard work. But I know with God's help and everything, we're going to be able to do it. And with the help of the PIWC officers, the chairs and the co-chairs and the BOT, I am positive that we're going to have, and with the consulate team and the community of the organizational communities, the different organization, I know we will have a very good and very successful celebration.
For the gala night celebration, are we still expecting the President of the Philippines to come as keynote speaker?
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. That's how we wish we will have someone who will be representing him if he can't. So that's where we stand right now.
You also have the awarding, right?
Yes. Oh, wow. Yes, we do have the awarding, and that is being chaired by Lisa Bassett.
Okay.
So And the advisor is Dr. Virgilio Honson. And the other part of the awarding committee is Eden Olarte and Benny Heason. So I know they will do a very good job on this awards, being the awards committee in
Do we
picking.
have the names already of the awardees that we can announce?
No, because they will have that meeting that we are still getting the nominations with their CVs, with their nomination letters, and then we'll sit down together and find out who would be the awardees. Yes.
Wow,
Do have
that's great.
nominations. No, we do have nominations. We have the nominations of Mel Velarde, nominations for Nora Chai, nomination for Dr. Jim Sanchez, and others in the community. Yes.
All right, great, terrific. Well, we have some great leaders to be nominated out there.
There's a lot of very well deserving, Filipinos that can be nominated. And, if I would, we have the veterans to what's this one? Mr. Tagoba, you know. So we are trying to get awardees that have really truly worked hard for the Filipino community in relation to our Philippine independence too. So we are asking also if you have any nominees for this, we will be very grateful. Send us the CV and send us your nomination letter, and we'll get hold of them. Yes.
Well, Dr. Hernandez, it sounds to me that you really have your hands full for this celebration. And do you ever sleep?
With the FEU, Medical Alumni Foundation, being the president and being the chairman of the Philippine Medical Association, you know, doing the continuing medical education, being the director and the CME chairman, and being the president. I know my hands are a handful, but it's really I'm busy. But I try to pray. I try to have time with God still, and to thank Him and to help me out on all these activities, because truly I will not be able to do all these things. There's nothing, but with Him, there's nothing that is not possible. So I'll pray that everything will be set, because this is not for me. It's not for my own, but it's for the community, it's for the organization. It's just being this 127-year celebration that we're looking forward. Yes.
All
So
right, great. See,
I
what
still have
makes
time to
her
go
guys
shopping. I
is
still have
I
time to
don't
go
think
shopping.
I
I still
don't
have
think she
time
ever sleeps.
to watch a movie. Still have time for my family. So I still have time to pray. I still have
My
time to go to
God.
church. And I try to sleep, I know, and dream in my sleep, and pray. That's the only thing I could do, because that's why sometimes I don't know how can we do all these things? How can we accomplish all these things
And
without
I'm telling
your
you,
name, right? So it's like I always wish for miracles, and I pray for miracles, and whatever it is in there, to please give us the right people around and the help of the community, because I'm not going to be doing this. I'm just leading. I have the whole community to help me. I have the whole PIWC, because without them, we're not going to succeed. Even though you have a good leader, if you don't have the people around you helping you,
all
working
right,
together, there's not going to be, it will not succeed. So I'm so glad. And thank you for marketing it.
very
Thank you
good.
for being
Thank you
there
so
in
much.
our kickoff. Thank you for always being there.
Oh, I'm
I
always here from
really
the
appreciate it.
beginning. This
Yes.
this organization. I have been there since it started.
Really? Oh my! So you've been there at 50
I've
years?
been
Oh
there since it
wow!
started.
So you know it, how strong it is. Yeah, this PIWC has been there, and it's the number one, I would say, number one Filipino community organization in Illinois.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
I'm
really
proud to be a part of this PIWC. And
all
I know
right. Very
you are
good.
there. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nida Blancas
Thank you.
Hernaez, the overall chairperson of the Philippine Independence Week Committee 2025. And she's doing a great job. You got to see her in person. You have to come to our gala night and see her dressed up to the nines.
And we will surprise you with a gala night, right? I hoping it will be a big surprise. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Nias, for gracing our show today. We really appreciate it. Maraming salamat. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye now, Dr. Nias.
Bye-bye, and thank you. God bless.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our communities has been to just stay silent and like keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
Yeah. You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents. This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon. This is Bridget Carino-Quetter bringing you this week's local news from our community.
Secretary of State Alexei Junilius launched this office's Secretary of State Flagship Center in Chicago, a new state-of-the-art two-story DMV featuring a suite of agency services under one roof for the first time. Located at 125 West Monroe Street, the Flagship Center highlights the office's modernization initiatives with cross-trained employees offering drivers and vehicle services from a single counter, an on-site fast lane kiosk, and an extensive list of services from the office's business, index, personnel, and administrative hearings departments, all in one place. Our new flagship center showcases the efficiencies generated by all our modernization initiatives working in unison. It offers a wide array of services from several of our departments, all at one convenient location in Chicago's Loop, Junilius said. The Illinois Emergency Management Agency and Office of Homeland Security announced $20 million in available grant funding for the second round of the Illinois Not-for-Profit Security Grant Program, NSGPIL. The funding will help eligible 501c3 organizations that are deemed at high risk of a threat, attack, or acts of terrorism implement enhanced safety measures. Grantees will be selected through a competitive Notice of Funding Opportunity (NOFO) process. Everyone deserves to work, study, or worship in safe spaces, said IEMA OHS Interim Director Adnan Kayat. Through the Illinois Not-for-Profit Security Grant Program, we are enhancing safety and security measures by providing 501c3 organizations with the resources they need to prevent attacks. I encourage all eligible entities to apply to this funding opportunity as we continue our commitment to safety in every corner of the state. Governor J.B. Pritzker has proclaimed March 31st as Transgender Day of Visibility in Illinois, highlighting the state human rights law that protects transgender people from discrimination. To mark the occasion, the Illinois Department of Human Rights issued non-regulatory guidance on the right to be free from discrimination on the basis of gender identity. As governor, it has been my mission to ensure that every Illinoisan lives without the fear of violence, prejudice, or discrimination, said Governor J.B. Pritzker. If you're looking for a place to be authentically yourself, come to Illinois, a state where, regardless of who you are, we celebrate all Illinoisans, recognize their accomplishments, and fight to protect rights to live with dignity and respect. In Illinois, you have the right to safely exist and be your most authentic self. We don't just talk about inclusion, we put it into law, said Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. Today and always, we affirm that our transgender neighbors belong, their rights matter, and their lives are worthy of protection, celebration, and love. American Family Association is raising an alarm over Illinois House Bill 2827, also known as the Homeschool Act, which could harm the academic progress and emotional well-being of thousands of homeschooled students across the state. House Bill 2827 is a misguided attempt to impose unnecessary state mandates on homeschool families who are already delivering excellent educational outcomes, said Jenna Ellis, Senior Policy Advisor for AFA. This legislation risks undermining environments where children are thriving academically and personally. Join the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, Prevent Child Abuse Illinois, Hospital Sisters Health System, the Poshard Foundation for Abused Children, elected officials, child welfare stakeholders, and more for a month-long observance to share child abuse and neglect prevention awareness messages and promote prevention efforts during Child Abuse Prevention Month in April. This year's theme, Powered by Hope, Strengthened by Prevention, is a call to action to commit to a future where every child grows up safe, loved, and full of hope. This year's theme goes hand in hand with our department's vision, for every child and youth to grow and thrive in the family, said Illinois DCFS Director Heidi E. Mueller. We know that when parents are supported, their families are stronger and safer, and we also know that children do better when they are able to remain at home safely. In 2024, we served 4,034 families through our family preservation programs,
enabling them to stay together. DCFS also connected parents to counseling, substance abuse recovery, mental health, family advocacy centers, and other services, so 5,374 children could return home. By working together with our community partners and connecting families to the services and programs that meet their unique needs, DCFS continues to strengthen and support families. Cook County Assessor Fritz Kagi released the initial assessments of residential and commercial properties in Norwood Park Township on March 24, 2025. The assessor's office reassesses 1/3 of Cook County every year. The north suburbs were last reassessed in 2022. Norwood Park is the first township of the 2025 North Suburban Reassessment. Norwood Park Township includes Norridge, Harwood Heights, Park Ridge, and unincorporated parts of Cook County. I strongly encourage property owners to review their reassessment notice to ensure their property characteristics and market value reflect their home, said Assessor Fritz Kagi. It's important to understand that assessments in Cook County reflect market value over the last 3 years. My office will be hosting a virtual workshop to assist property owners and explain reassessments in their community. The total assessed value in Norwood Park Township grew 24%, which reflects 3 years of real estate market changes. Appeals for Norwood Park Township must be submitted by May 5, 2025. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.